actually have to play the game and have skills. Again, those rogue nerfs were kind of needed. I did feel like it was super heavy-handed, though. What's going on, Malakas? Juice here, and today's video is going to be a spicy meatball. It's because early access hotfix number 13 is out. It is officially live as of September 21st, 2023. And man, oh man, did they gung-ho for rogues. Let's read these patch notes though, shall we? Fixed a bug where gold coins could be duplicated. I mean, exploiters and dupers are going to do that. I mean, it is what it is. The cleric's strength and agility changes from 11 to 13 strength and from 11 agility to 12 agility is kind of it's just whatever. It's not really that significant of a change. The will decrease. Now this one is actually kind of a hit in the ding ding because 5 will is actually quite a bit. It will affects buff duration, spell damage, things like that, right? So missing 5 of that stat is actually going to be noticeable. Cleric base resourcefulness increased from 5 to 7. Who cares? Rogue base agility decreased from 35 to 30. This one's kind of I mean, it's a lot of agility. Nobody's really hitting 30 agility, so this one's kind of like a minor slap on the hand. Let's see here. Rogue resourcefulness increased from 15 to 20. If you mine as a rogue, you're kind of rejoicing right now, but if you do any of that one-shotting stuff, you're kind of hating life here in just a second, okay? Let's go ahead and continue, right? Rogue ambush perk damage bonus decreased from 50 to 30. That's kind of more realistic. I feel like that change is kind of needed, to be honest with you. That the one-shot rogue meta is kind of AIDS, not gonna lie, right? Rogue hide base duration decreased from 60 seconds to 20 seconds. I mean, honestly, if they make the cooldown 30 seconds and they give you like a hide base of like, let's say, I don't know, 15 seconds. It's only ever down for 15 seconds, which is kind of good. But if they're going to keep the same base cooldown of, I think if it's 45 seconds, then it's down for 25 seconds at a time. So it's really not that bad, but it is kind of bad, right? Rogue now has hide mastery perk that increases their hide duration. This is kind of on the lines of like that stealth perk. In my personal opinion, it's a stupid perk. I don't understand why you need a perk to travel 10 feet when there's already a skill that hides you. Do you get what I'm trying to say here, right? Like, Wizard gets infinite invisibilities as long as they have the spell available and it's on command, and they can go a hell of a lot more than 10 footsteps. The hide or the invisibility doesn't last as long, but it's an on-command type of thing. So I don't necessarily agree with this right here. Rogue weak point attacks. 50% weapon damage bonus on the initial attack has been removed. I mean, realistically, this probably should have happened. It should probably be like maybe 10 to 20% weapon damage because you are hitting them, but you are still getting the hitting damage. Now, what needs to happen to make this kind of like not so bad is they need to have the debuff apply before damage is calculated on the hit, if that makes any sense to you guys. Because if you got a hit and then the debuff applies, then weak point is kind of just not good anymore, to be honest with you. Like, they got to do something with this weak point debuff. Rogue's weak point attack armor rating debuff has been reduced from 40 to 25%. I mean, rejoice, fighters, rejoice, because realistically, an 85 PDR fighter is actually just a straight-up bully / nuisance now in every single dungeon. They don't have to fear rogues for the most part anymore, because that 25% damage reduction that they're going to remove from their armor is still going to be over 50% PDR, if that makes any sense to you guys. Maybe I explained that incorrectly, but anyways, long story short, this was a bit of a hard nerf as well. 40 to 25% realistically should have ended up being like maybe 30%, right? Like a 30% armor pen should be, I feel like that should be okay, but like 40% is a little excessive. 50% like it used to be, I'm sure it was 50% at one point, right? That was way excessive, but 30%, I could agree on that. Rogue's weak point duration, 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Realistically, this is... They're making the game more fast-paced, right? And a lot of the community is actually kind of like outraging up against that. They don't like the game being as fast-paced as they are, and doing things like shortening cooldowns and things like that. It's kind of forcing the players to have to make faster moves. I mean, Obviously, the rogue weak point duration, this guy right here, from 5 seconds to 3 seconds, going to allow you to recuperate 2 seconds faster or not take as much damage. But this is kind of I don't know. I don't know if this actually needed to happen here, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here in a nutshell. Reduce the damage of all daggers. This right here is stupid in my opinion. It really is. It really is. Because base kit rogues with no perks are going to take forever to kill anything, right? And any rogue that's not geared or kitted is going to take a really long time to take you out as well. So honestly, this last nerf here was not even really needed. Like, they actually took care of the big menacing problems, like right here in these top ones right here, right? With the ambush damage being decreased, the hide being decreased, and they're removing the damage from the weak point. Like, realistically, that took care of the really big, like, rogue in the corner, take all your loot, no matter which game mode you're in, high roller or normal lobbies. I found a little more information on their main website about the early access wipe number 2. Let me read it to you, because it was posted September 21st, 2023. It says, "Hi everyone. Early access wipe number 2 and patch number 1 scheduled for Tuesday, September 26, 2023. Urgent emergency hotfix number 13. We are sorry to announce that the early access patch number 1 that was planned for this week will be delayed until Tuesday, September 26, 2023. Instead, we will deploy an emergency hotfix number 13, the one I just read, to stop a serious gold duping bug. We will start a comprehensive investigation into suspicious accounts, and accounts found to have exploited the bug will soon be banned." Well, great. I'm very happy for that. Thank you very much. We have also decided to include a few of the smaller but more pressing class balance changes that were intended for patch number 1 with emergency hotfix number 13. Again, those rogue nerfs were kinda needed. I did feel like it was super heavy-handed though. Due to the side effects of the duping bug, we have decided to execute the next early access wipe much earlier than expected. We plan to wipe the game in tandem with the early access patch number 1 next Tuesday. Wipe number 2 will only wipe players' inventories, including all items and gold. This is pretty good, honestly. Like, the whole character wipe, restart. Honestly, I can do that myself. If they just wiped my inventory, I would be pretty okay with that. That's a kind of a smart move on their end, in my opinion. This time, users will keep all their characters and level progression. Please note that the update will also introduce sweeping balance changes that will affect almost every class, weapon, and item in the game. So it sounds like they're going to be rebalancing a lot of the weapons and the items in the game that we're all used to using, which is kind of a good thing, to be honest. We apologize for the delay in the scheduled update and the sudden announcement for the next wipe. We look forward to a new start with the next patch and appreciate all your support. Thank you, Iron Mace. Well, thank you very much, Iron Mace, for making such an awesome game.